that's always a nice way to get ready for homecoming, and in particular, a very good West Lafayette ball club.
Take us through the game.
Yeah. So looking at Twin Lakes on film, they looked very athletic. Not as big as they had been in the past, but they've got athletes, and they always do have athletes. So it's important that you get off to a good start, and we did. We drove right down the field on our opening drive, and once he gets to the point where he can get to that second, third level and read blocks better, I think we'll see more of those 50, 60-yard touchdown runs. Right now we're seeing a lot of 18 to 20-yard runs, but we're going to work on seeing if we can be a little bit more explosive and get that third-level block and read that block and get to the end zone.
Do you practice that a lot?
We do.
Yeah.
We actually do. Yeah. And that was our point of emphasis all week long. We're opening up holes at the line of scrimmage, but we need to get. I mean, if you watch us, we're pulling either a guard or tackle or guard or tight end. We're pulling guys into the hole, but now we gotta accelerate and get to that second and third level. We got to get that block 15 yards down the field in order to get that long 50-yard touchdown run.
Do you add new plays throughout the year, or do you just have a basic 10 or 15 or whatever, however many you have, and you just run those the whole year?
I think that's a great question. We have our base offense, base defense, but depending on the opponent, there are things that we see that we can do or may not be able to do. West Lafayette, obviously number one team in the state. There's some things that we may not be able to do that we've been able to do weeks 1, 2, 3, 4. But we also see some things that we might be able to exploit. So, yeah, we do add plays depending on the opponent. Not a lot, but just we call them wrinkles. And that's true offensively, defensively, and special teams. Go back to last week, right before halftime, we had the ball with, I believe, 14, I don't know, maybe 12 seconds left. 12 seconds left before halftime. We had no timeouts. We're sitting at the Twin Lakes 12-yard line, 14-yard line, and we're going to kick a field goal. They call a couple timeouts. Well, we see how their alignment is, and we have a fake field goal. It sets up perfectly. The only problem is we don't have any timeouts. So we got to get in the end zone, or we got to get up there and run a play quickly. So anyway, it was a shuffle pass right through the middle of their PAT block team, field goal block team, and we get all the way down to the 1-yard line with 6 seconds left. Well, once they spot the ball, the clock starts back up. So we sprint to the line. We've got our play called. All right, referee blows the whistle. Clock starts going. We run a play. Unfortunately, we executed almost to perfection, but we missed one block, and they stop us at the 1.
Oh, man.
But again, that's a little wrinkle that we had in for that game.
That probably could have been a momentum killer. I mean, it obviously wasn't from the score of the ball game, where you got most of your points in the second half. But to go in the half like that, that just sounds rough.
Yeah, but, we were pleased from the standpoint we put ourselves in position to have that opportunity to score because you look at us, we grind it. Well, we got into a spread offense, which you don't see us in a lot, and hit a couple passes and did some great things out of it to put ourselves in that position. So we were pleased that we put ourselves in position, disappointed that we didn't score, but it was kind of a mad scramble there with no timeouts left. Yeah.
It's homecoming week. How do you guys handle homecoming week?
Okay. So when I first started coaching, I didn't like it. I feel like focus is so important with high school kids and coaches. So you don't want any distractions. You want to be on routine, everything dialed in, everything focused. Now you got homecoming week. You've got parade and all these different things. Well, a few years into being a head coach, I made a determination that, you know what, it's awesome. It really is. We need to embrace it. The town supports, homecoming at our high school. Our fans come out. Our students do different games, and it's really a fun week. So we embrace it. We love it. We enjoy it. Tonight's our parade, so that's why I got to get on here and go first. We have our parade through downtown tonight. We'll see a ton of town people out. We'll go out to the high school. We'll have our bonfire tonight. And
a speech from Coach Meeks tonight?
There might be a speech.
Right off the cuff, too. No prepared statement or anything.
There is a prepared statement
Oh,
tonight.
okay.
Yeah. I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to try some poetry.
All right.
Lord.
Yeah.
You guys didn't know I'm a poet.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah. So on Saturdays and Sundays, when we don't have football games, I'll sit out underneath a tree and I write poems.
Is that right?
No.
I didn't think so.
But tonight we're going to do a poem.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, it's always a fun time, and we'll have a blast with it, and we look forward to it. So let's embrace it and have a good time with it.
Now,
And I got to throw this out, too. And you guys have done a lot of our games, but what better opportunity to bring a number one ranked team in the state? And keep in mind, there's 6 number ones in the state of Indiana. We've got one on our field for homecoming, all right? And we've, over the years, we've played pretty darn good in these homecoming games. And 2 years ago, it was a double overtime loss to them. So we look at it as a real opportunity in front of a huge crowd to make a statement game in front of the whole state.
What makes Lafayette so good?
Oh, man. Well, I'm going to start with their coaching. They have tremendous coaches. Those coaches do a great job. They don't have high turnover. They're very fundamentally sound. They have great athletes. They have nice size. They're physical. Several years ago, you used to play West Lafayette teams, and they'd be very athletic, but maybe not as physical. They are physical. They hit the weight room. So, they are legitimately the number one team in the state, rightfully so. But we cherish the opportunity. We feel like we're getting better each week. From week 1 to where we're at now, I feel like we're a whole lot better. And I think this is the right time to challenge our kids and see where we're at. They are in our sectional, so we may play a round 2.
Is this where the Bombers need to control the clock and control the ball or not?
We got to do that every game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just who we are. That's our identity.
Right.
So control the ball, control the clock, mix and play action pass, pick and choose when we want to throw the ball and not be forced to throw the ball, and then play great defense and sound special teams. And if we can do that, we should be right in the thick of things.
If you guys knock them off, you got to promise to come back here next Wednesday and recite that poem on 3 kg's airways here.
Yeah. As long as you got pizza here, I'll be here. So will the rest of these coaches.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, it should be a great environment, and we look forward to the opportunity.
I know you got to leave, but a quick roundup on the younger Bombers.
Yeah, middle school, watched them last night. They had a very impressive win over South Newton. South Newton looked like they had some size and some athletes, and I thought our kids played well. I don't know what the final score was, but we played very well. I was very entertained. Monday night we played Twin Lakes in the JV game, and we don't have very many kids on our roster, as you guys know. So we're out there with 13 kids, and they come with their 30 some kids, but our 13 are football players, and it was a kind of rainy, wet night, but we played our style and played physical and aggressive, and kids did great, and we won 34-20, and it was great to see. So they're 2-1 now. We're 3-1. Middle school's lost. They got 2 different teams there, but I think they've lost 1 or 2 games. So things are going well, and we start flag football Sunday. But also, too, I'm glad you brought it up. Our annual Back in Black football camp is Saturday night. That's under the lights. That's 6 to 8 p.m. And we used to say 4-year-olds to 5th grade, but people started sneaking their little ones in there. So the rule now is if we don't have to change a diaper, you can bring the child.
Like that.
Boys and girls, and the girls like it just as much as the boys. And it's hands-on with our football players, and we have a great time with that. So that's Saturday night, 6 to 8 p.m. at Rensselaer High School. You can register starting at 5:30 p.m. at the front gate.
Get to the parade, all right?
Yep. All right. We'll see you guys. Thank you.
Chris Meeks, Rensselaer Central Bombers, getting ready for parade duty here in just a little bit. Back with more of the Coach's Cage right after this.
High-quality, personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117, or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
Founded in 1931, Community State Bank in Brook is your community bank. We specialize in relationship banking while offering the technology required to meet your modern banking needs. Community State Bank is the area leader in new construction loans and home mortgages. Our lenders know small business and have products to meet your farm and business needs. We're available to get to know you and your needs today at 224 West Main in Brook or by calling 219-275-2441.
Pulver Psychological Services offers psychological counseling, consultation, and assessment. Locally owned and operated, Pulver Psych focuses on solutions for the community and serves as support for individuals, families, and organizations. Whether you're in need of personal, family, or success counseling, Pulver Psychological Services can help you reach your life goals. Increase work satisfaction, have better relationship compatibility, improve sports performance. Get in touch with Pulver Psychological Services by visiting pulverpsych.com.
Welcome back to the Coach's Cage Show, live from Arnie's Restaurant in Rensselaer. Join us here at Arnie's. Plenty of room for you and a lot of fun Wednesday nights. Real quick look at the scores from last week. We've got a lot of success in our region with area teams. 4 of our 6 squads are 3-1, 3-1 so far, and that's an awfully good high water mark so far early in the season. Of course, the Bombers, we talked about their big win at Twin Lakes, and they're hosting West Lafayette this week in their homecoming affair. KV was a big 53-0 win over North Newton. They'll be playing 3-1 Munster, hosting Munster in the Northwest Crossroads Conference, a big one for them. Friday night, South Newton in a game that you can see right here on 3KG. We'll be hosting Tri-County in a Midwest Conference tilt.
Looking forward to that one.
That's always
Tri-County and South Newton play. That's
always a good one, no matter what. Yeah, South Newton was a big winner at on the road at Lake Station last week, 54-36. Rebs are also at 3-1. West Central's at 3-1, even though they are coming off a loss. Culver 2-2 knocked them off 18-0 at Culver, and of course Tri-County was a hard luck 7-0 loss to North White. North White 2-2. So talking about a little bit of that hard luck. Joining us now is Tri-County coach Jake West. And Coach, boy, man, some of the stories you told us that's got to really curl the hair on any kind of coach.
Yeah. It was a rough way to go out for sure. I thought the kids showed up. They fought hard. I think that they get a little too wound tight for games, and they feel a little bit too much pressure. I thought we came out and we played super loose, and that was like the best I'd seen us play as a whole all year. We turn around, and we're assignment-wise, we're doing our job at a very high level, and that's awesome. It was just finishing plays that we just could not seem to do for the entire night, whatever the reason was. And I kind of told them at the end of the game, I was like, every now and then you have that. In basketball, maybe nothing hits the bottom of the net. In baseball, you might hit the ball in the screws, and you just can't find a hole. Golf, you can't find a fairway to save your life. And it's like it was just one of those days for us. It was any possible chance something could go wrong. It went wrong. So it was. I felt like twice. One was dropped. One was overthrown. So that's scores right there. And then we had another one that got called back for a legal procedure. That was a 95-yard touchdown with a minute and a half left or so, something like that. So there's 4 touchdowns right there. And it's like, you hit any one of those, this game goes into overtime. You hit a second one of those 4, that's just 50%. All of a sudden we win. It's a different conversation altogether. But it was not our night, sadly.
Was it frustrating?
It was. And the thing is, J.P. Shimmerhorn and Braden Barnett, our three linebackers, and they around. Kobe Baylor had 2 more interceptions, I think, on defense. So he's been doing a great job for us on the back end, just going up and reading passes and making plays in the back end.
This week, of course, South Newton week. That's enough said right there.
Yeah.
Tell us what the heartbeat of your team is right now.
And tell us, you played for South Newton.
I did. They're still.
So what are going to be the keys for the Cavs this week?
Can we finish drives? Can we finish drives with points?
Finish drives, yeah.
Finish drives with points. If we can do that, I think we got a shot versus anyone. Just it's if our execution can be like everyone always asking, are you guys going to win this week? If we execute, yes. We absolutely can win. So I just want to see our execution go up. I want to see our poise under pressure. When bullets start flying, who are you? Like, are you going to panic, or are you going to just do the job we've practiced? So if we can do those things, I think we'll be just fine. Defensively, I know we're going to fly around, play with great effort. Offensively, we've gotten better and better at not just getting to our assignments, but actually winning those assignments. If my job is to go block the safety, I need to go block the safety. It's not good enough to just go be on my way to him. If it doesn't matter if I go to him and he runs by me, it's the same as if I didn't do anything. So now that we've actually gotten that out of the way, we have a little confidence where we're going. Now let's go do the job. So I think we can do those things on both sides of the ball. I think we'll be just fine.
You got a lot of youngsters on your squad this year.
Yeah.
How are they coming along growing wise?
They are progressing really fast. And you have a handful who are progressing faster than I even expected just from meeting them at the beginning of the year. And you have others who the light bulb hasn't quite clicked for them, but you definitely see the little things starting to stack on top of each other. It's just they haven't seen the full picture yet. So once some of them do that, they'll take right off. Like I said, I think Ephraim Bowles has done a phenomenal job growing. Jonathan Pearson is going to be a problem for the rest of this year and the next 2 years. Sabre Province he's gaining confidence every day. Colby Hathaway's been doing a phenomenal job. He's one of those kids where I can, as an offensive lineman, I can show him something one time and he's like, got it, which is rare. Now you love having those.
Sure.
So they do a great job. Kobe Baylor Jr., he's not that young. Bryce McMorrow does a tremendous job. Riley Hughes and Kevin Martinez are 2 of the more electric playmakers I've seen on the outside. And Riley used to play quarterback, so he's learning to play receiver. And Kevin Martinez is, he's a wrestler and a track guy, so he's tough and he's fast and he's athletic. And he's just now kind of starting to grow into his own. And once he kind of gets to that point that he realizes, he's going to be a problem when he realizes what he can do. I don't think he's quite seen. He hasn't looked in the mirror yet and realized how good he is. Once he does that, he's going to be a problem for people.
We're talking with Cavalier coach Jake West. Jake, I always like to finish with the younger report on the Cavalier young teams. How we doing?
Well, it's hard for us because not a lot of teams in our conference have JV teams, so we end up having to go and play bigger teams than us, and it is what it is. It's experience.
So you do play a JV schedule?
Yep, we do. We just played Eastern. We just played Eastern on Monday. We lost 44-0, but the kids are out there. They're running the offense. They're running the defense. They're getting better. They're getting game reps, and that's what sets kids apart. Is if I don't get a JV schedule as a freshman, I come in as a sophomore. If I didn't play any varsity games, I didn't really get any experience at all. I got practice experience. Sure, that's not the same. So now all of a sudden you've got these kids at other schools who are playing not really at all, and all of a sudden they're going to be sophomores next year, and our freshmen are getting experience, and our younger sophomores are getting experience. So it gives them, I think, a leg up on everyone else going into their next year.
Coach, as big of a game as this is to you, to, of course, both communities, what do you say to your kids? What are you planning on saying to them right before kickoff on Friday night?
Well, we kind of talked about today. Like I mentioned, I'm like my picture's still on the wall. There's still trophies in the case that I helped put there. I was like, but I'm not coming back as a friend. I was like, I'm coming back to win. So and they buy into that and they love it, and that's just we're going out here. We've been saying all year we're no one's punching bag anymore, and South Newton beat up on us a lot last year. So it's new team.
Well, we're excited to be over there at South Newton to broadcast the game, so we'll live stream and tell all the Cavalier fans if they can't make it over or want to watch the game afterwards. We'll have it archived for you. So look forward to seeing your game Friday night.
All right, looking forward to having you there.
All right, Jake West from the Tri-County Cavaliers back with more of the Coach's Cage on 3kgthecage.com right after this.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. After a hard day's work or play, it's time for some relaxation, and there's no better place than Unwind on Front Street in Rensselaer. For massage therapy, facials, spray tanning, yoga classes, and wellness, stop by Unwind. They also offer student athletes 30-minute massages for $25. Alina would like to thank Unwind's loyal customers for their patronage since 2016. To make an appointment, call Unwind at 219-869-0290.
Bob Kurtz back at Arnie's Pizza in Rensselaer, right across from St. Joseph's College. Before we start talking with Mark Hall, it's Mr. K's birthday today, Mark.
Oh, well, how about that? Happy birthday.
Thank you, sir.
Happy birthday, Billy boy.
I stopped counting them. You
We
know
won't,
that.
yeah. We won't even say your age. So.
There's no cake out here or anything.
No,
I know.
that's okay.
I bought him dinner, so.
Yeah? Huh.
Well, we'll get him cake later. I'll make him some cookies later. So,
All right.
so happy birthday, Billy.
I'll hold you to that.
All right, all right. Well, Mark Hall's joined us now from the West Central Trojans. Lost to Culver 18-0. 3-game winning streak comes to an end. And Mark, you said a couple of things stick out in that 18-0 loss, right?
Yeah, we had 6 turnovers and 12 penalties. So those are not good combinations for success.
That's hard to create any offense doing that, isn't it?
Yeah, and offensively, we ended up with 180 yards on the night, which is our lowest output of the year. But it was tough to get a whole lot going. With
How many penalty yards?
80. So it was a lot. We had a lot of 5-yarders this week. A lot of motion penalties and not being set on time, which is it's frustrating because those are mental things. Those aren't physical things that a team was beating you. It was we caused them to ourselves. So those are things that we just stressed this week about being focused with what we're doing and what we're trying to do and getting better at that. So hopefully this week going into our game Friday, we've got a lot of those things corrected and we greatly reduced that number.
Take us through the game.
They started off with the ball. We did a nice job on the first possession. We were just small gains here and there. They did cross the 50, but then we forced a fumble, recovered it. We started driving it. We get to a 4th and inches, and we don't get it on their side of the ball. It was inside their 40, right around their 35, I believe. So we turned over the ball on downs there, and then it's a back and forth game throughout the first quarter. We get the ball back our next possession. We throw an interception. Later in the second quarter, it's still a 0-0 game. We have a couple fumbles in a row inside of our own end. The second fumble we have on our own end, they end up scoring on, and they're up 6-0, about 6 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go, somewhere in there in the second quarter. And we start driving down the field, and we throw in another interception. So that was right before halftime. And so first half, I think we had 4 turnovers, something like that. So
6-0 at half.
And it was 6-0 at halftime. We got the ball to start the second half, and at halftime we were telling the guys, like, we're fine. Like, just cut down on our mental mistakes, and we're right here. All we got to do is go down and score and start putting some things together, because defensively we've been playing really well and limiting what they're doing. It's just offensively we're getting in our own way right now. We just refocus and we'll be okay. And unfortunately we weren't able to do that. our first drive of the second half, we ended up being at one point, I think it was like 1st and 30 from like our 4.
Don't have many plays for that,
no,
do you?
No, there's not. Scored, ended up scoring on that next offensive possession, made it 12-0. So it's 12-0 going in the fourth. Still, like, we're okay. Like, we've been able to score in bunches throughout the year. So trying to get the kids to focus and just, we're still right here. Right? We just gotta put some things together. But we put a drive together finally and got down to inside their 5, and then we fumbled again.
Oh,
so it was 12-0 at that point. And that was around, I think, like 5.5, 6 minutes to go in the game. So if we score there, like, we got a chance still. We just need to keep playing good defense like how we have been, and then put another one thing that we've been trying to stress to them is, right, which is about how we respond to this. It truly is, of how do we come back from this? Because again, I mean, there's not a lot of people that are going to go undefeated this year. I mean, the highest it could possibly be would be 6, right? So it's going to be difficult. But a lot of teams, how do you respond after that loss? Is it going to be we come back and we regroup and we come out more focused and take care of business, or is it going to be we let this obstacle turn into a bigger one and keep snowballing the rest of the year?
So what'd you focus on, or what's been the focus in practice this week?
Just getting back to the basics, protecting the football is a big one. That's just, we've talked about this in the past years before, but that's the most valuable thing on that football field. You need to protect it, and so there's been an emphasis this week about making sure the ball's not on the ground. Last week we had the 4 fumbles and 2 interceptions, and those are things that we just can't have. So big focus on that, and then just overall just being focused with what we're doing at practice and make sure we understand that we can't have lapses. Everything's got to be mentally focused to everything we do.
Do fumbles, turnovers in general, somehow, do they have a tendency to where they, can cause another one? You know what I'm saying?
Well, sometimes, like if you get over conscious about it, and sometimes you might hold on to, like if you've thrown an interception, you say, well, I don't want to throw another one. You might hold on to something a little bit longer, than when you do throw it, it's the wrong time, and it might get.
Used to coach at North Newton. Down a lot this year. They only have 15 guys on their team right now or so. So how do you approach this, and tell us about North Newton?
They've won conference the last 4 years. That's
that's.
I mean, they may be like this year. They haven't won yet, but they are a good team. They've got good players. They got players that expect to win.
Just ask South Newton, right?
Yeah.
Because
they didn't have one to play week 5.
Oh, that's a scheduled.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So it is as we go through this last 5 weeks here, 4 of ours are conference. There's several of the other teams that are 3 or 4 of those games are conference. So there's a lot of things to shake out in conference.
What's it like for you playing against a team that you used to coach?
Ball that has started at West Central that they've been going the last couple of years, and this year they're up to 41 kids between 1st through 5th grade.
That's wonderful, isn't it?
Good. They said it's the highest number they've ever had, so that's good. Hopefully it keeps growing. And they just had their first week. They started last week, and they had a game already last Saturday morning. They've got it split into 2 different levels inside that flag football. So they had some games they played on Saturday morning on the football field.
So now, will you not ever play any JV games this year, or no?
It doesn't look like it's going to be real possible. With our makeup of our team, we have 20 of those guys that are juniors and seniors, and we play most of them on Friday. So that only leaves guys that don't have a whole lot of time on Friday down to about that 8-9 range, and then to try to get quarters to fit in with some of the others, it will get very difficult. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to this year, but hopefully if we get those those flag football numbers, keep growing those and keep pushing the kids through. Hopefully we can get the numbers back up and get to where we can do that again.
Mark, as always, thanks for coming over. Appreciate you coming over every week and talking to West Central football. Good luck Friday night. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night.
We're going to have West Central next week, right? Over at South Noon?
At South Noon, right?
Right? That's what you play?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have that game right here
All
on
right.
3KG. So we'll see you next week. Okay?
All right. Sounds good.
Mark Hall from the West Central Trojans. Back with more of the 3KG, thecage.com Coach's Cage Show right after this.
In agriculture, preparation is important. Dedication is you deciding what to plant and then asking what it will take for a good crop. How much work will it take to produce the final crop? In sports, preparation is vital in becoming the best you can be. Dedication is a will of achievements for a winning desire. Corbett Farms encourages everyone to do their best by having a winning spirit, attitude, and achievement. Your positivity will make a difference. Corbett Farms is proud to sponsor high school sports.
Founded in 1931, Community State Bank in Brook is your community bank. We specialize in relationship banking while offering the technology required to meet your modern banking needs. Community State Bank is the area leader in new construction loans and home mortgages. Our lenders know small business and have products to meet your farm and business needs. We're available to get to know you and your needs today at 224 West Main in Brook or by calling 219-275-2441.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
Reinforcements Designs is a full-service graphic design, screen printing, and sign shop. They offer logo designs, screen printing, banners, signs, vehicle lettering and graphics, airbrushing, vinyl letterings, digital printed graphics, freehand engraving, and more. 37 years of design and graphics, Reem Bontrager will help you come up with a customized project of your ideal or plan. Just ask. Give Reinforcements Design a call at 219-866-8626 for your next graphic design project.
And my microphone keeps cutting out. Bob Kurtz, and I can't get my microphone to work. There we go. Little technical difficulty there, but Billy might have to have you. No, we're okay now, I guess. Don't want to hear me talk, I guess. So.
He's doing that on purpose.
Yeah, Bill Kay and Bob Kurtz. Scotty Miller back behind the shot.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Scott Rowell has joined us now, and we were over at North to watch KV defeat the Spartans. And Scott, it wasn't pretty the other night, but North KV is a pretty good ball club.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, they're good size up front, and they're a physical team, and they run the ball really well. And yeah, we struggled with it.
What's it like trying to get your kids to
down by the time our kids get up to speed and get to figuring out exactly what they're doing, because we're not able to show them, physically during the week exactly how this is going to look and exactly how they're going to do this, and we can tell them and we can walk through it and we can watch it on film, but it's not the same as you get during practice when you actually have a scout team running stuff against you or doing anything. So it's really hard to get that. So we're usually a quarter in before we really start to. I don't do very well. Play could still work. Well, no, it does normally. It takes everybody doing what they're supposed to do, and so I got a little frustrated at times, but then you get them back and you just say, look, y'all can play. I mean, I know you're good enough to play, You just have to have some confidence and start doing what we need to do, what we work on, and what we practice. Because I'll have the same thing will happen in practice, and it's happened in practice this week. They don't do what. That's how do you not know what you're supposed to do? We've been doing well. When I stop and I think about it, well, field, you got to change your numbers, and so we got all the jerseys there on the sideline for. I said, hell, I don't know what number you're going to end up being. That's like the guys always say, you got your roster. I said, yeah, but I don't know if that's going to be what it's. I don't know if these guys will be the same numbers
now,
or not.
Do you have to a certain number have to play a certain position or no?
Well, 50 to 79 is the offensive lineman, somewhere in there, because they're not eligible for passes. So you don't normally have them. I mean, they could play in the backfield, but officials don't like that because it's harder for them to tell whether the guys.
Sure.
They're not supposed to. So anything 50 to 79 is supposed to be an interior lineman. So, usually we change to that. And if you're going to be in the backfield at all or be an end or a receiver or whatever, you got to have any number except 50 to 79.
Coach, we were trying to figure it out. How many Midwest Conference championships did you guys win in a row before this year?
We've won the last 4 in a row.
Last 4 in a row. So nobody's going to feel
the conference got back together 5 years ago, and the very first year Tri-County won it, and then we won the last 4.
So nobody's going to feel too sorry for you, are they?
No, they don't. That's why I told the kids this. I said, nobody's going to feel too bad about beating us up. I'm pretty sure they're all licking their chops ready to get after us, so it'll be good.
Before we start talking about West Central, and her Mark said you got a bullseye on your back. But anyway,
I know that.
How many guys you have out playing this week?
Well, we'll have 15.
15. That seems to be the
playing with, and 2 of those guys are,
shaky.
Yeah, they're dinged up a little bit, and we'll see how much they can play. They may not be able to play both sides of the ball.
Now you're getting down to.
Yeah,
you're getting down to.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So we'll see.
Well,
like
Mark,
they're not going to.
Mark 10 minutes ago says, "How do you get up for North Newton?" He goes, "Well, they won 4 straight Midwest Conference. That's how we do it."
Yeah,
so,
tell
us about West Central.
I know they're coming in. It's going to be that's going to be a hard game for us because they're going to be physical up front and they'll run that style offense he'll run and we'll have to see how we can stand up to it. We haven't. If you go by the last couple of games, where Rensselaer and KV physically beat us up front and ran over us, we're facing possibly the same kind of thing. We're going to have to. And I have to, as a coach, I have to figure this out. I got to figure out a way to be able to run the ball offensively and be able to move the ball and get first downs and so on.
Take time off the clock.
Yeah, well, KB, I couldn't even get a first down hardly. I think we got 1 for the entire game. But you got to be able to run the ball, and you got to be able to block up front, and we got to be able to get some yards here and there. And like you said, take a little bit of the air out of the ball, take some clock, and score when we have the opportunities. We're not going to have a lot of opportunities, so whenever we do get that chance, we got to take advantage of it. And then same thing, defensively. Whenever we get a chance to stop them, we have to be able to come up with that play that does it to get ourselves off the field and get our offense back going again.
Coach, I want to ask
Go ahead.
2 questions. Number 1, what's the toughest part, the hardest part, worst part of a season like this that you guys have done to experience?
Well, I think, well, the hardest part is getting them as the farther we go along that we're unsuccessful. It gets harder and harder for those guys to see that success is possible. I'm on them now, and they still they can see that we have times, we have moments, even in the games that we've been blowing out. I said I can put it up on and show you film of the games where we were successful when we had. I said, and this was just with about 8 of the 11 guys doing exactly what they're supposed to do. We had some success. Imagine if we could get all 11 to do it. What we can do, and that we got to get more. Now we didn't get a lot of times when 8 guys did it, but I mean, you have some. I'm able to show you some success, and the hardest part is the farther you go, when it's less and less. They have a tougher time believing me.
Sure.
It's going to get harder and harder for them to believe me that it is possible, because they say, hey, Coach, we've done this for 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, and nothing's come about from it. And that's what we're working on to make sure we don't get into that position. And so far, they've done pretty well. I don't think they've gotten there yet, but I'm hoping they stay the course and we get after it.
Second part of that question, I want to know if if you can hang your hat on some grass is greener or just right around the bend here, guys. Hang it. What are some of those moments that you?
Well, as I said, it's hard to get to those. You can do a couple plays here and there. Did this good and that well. There was situations where we might have stopped them on a third down. Our defense, we came up with the big play here, and we came up with the play there. We came up with a turnover there, and then offensively we turned that into points. When we go all the way back to the first game, and those kind of things have taken place, and you just throw those in there. When we watch the film on Monday, I can go through it. It has changed me this year from going through the game film and pointing out what they did wrong. No, not.
So it's new for you, too.
I've been through a tough year, but the number thing is fairly new to me. I mean, the last time I remember this happened, I go way back to when I first started coaching, in 86, down in Kentucky. I got an assistant coaching job there. They just started football. It was a consolidation of a bunch of small schools, and they were starting football. So we went out there, and so none of these kids had played football. So, they had done no football. And then, boom, they're going to start this football. So they're throwing all these guys together. But not only had they not played, but their high seems to be good. We got the 7th and a few 6th graders in there, and they're close to 30 on that. So that numbers are pretty good if you can keep, because I always said if we can just have 10 guys a class, that's 40. That's plenty. We're not
you never had
close to that.
Numbers problem before at North Newton.
No. The last couple of years it got a little bit. The pandemic wiped out quite a bit, and it got down a little bit. But we were still, in the middle.
Has been serving the Jasper County and surrounding area since 2009. Being involved in the area, Joe Goodeman has kept his interest in making sure he provides the best insurance for his clients. Whether you need life, car, home, business, farm and crops, or even renter's insurance, Agent Joe Goodeman will keep searching for the best policy for your valued investments. Call Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Joe Goodeman at 219-866-4694 or stop in at 2570 North McKinley Avenue in Rensselaer.
High-quality personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117 or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza, and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
Pulver Psychological Services offers psychological counseling, consultation, and assessment. Locally owned and operated, Pulver Psych focuses on solutions for the community and serves as support for individuals, families, and organizations. Whether you're in need of personal, family, or success counseling, Pulver Psychological Services can help you reach your life goals, increase work satisfaction, have better relationship compatibility, improve sports performance. Get in touch with Pulver Psychological Services by visiting pulverpsych.com.
What's about? Oh, you lost your microphone
Yeah.
again. I can't tell you. Sometimes you're always flailing your arms at me and everything else. I can't tell if you're a
It's
school
cutting
crossing
in
guard
and out,
or
so
what.
you take it away.
All right. You're joined now with Kankakee Valley coach Kirk Kennedy. And Kankakee Valley Cougars coming off a big 53-0 win at North Newton. Third straight shutout of maybe one of the softer parts of your schedule. Not that you got a very soft schedule at any given year, but you rolled through them just like you're supposed to, and couldn't have done any better really. But now it really gets going tough when you got Munster, Lowell, and then who else? Andre and Lurking. Hobart. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, those. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
perennial homecoming opponents.
Exactly.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Geez, oh Pete's. Well, so tell us a little bit about the North Newton game, and I don't want to dwell on that. Obviously, a good win for you guys, but I'm sure it's in the back of your minds now, and you're looking forward to this week.
Well, we talked last week about an important week of preparation, not only for our opponent North Newton, but in improving for the rest of our season. And in a game like that, a lot of times the way the game starts out, it says a lot about your preparation and your mindset heading into the game. And we got off to a fast start and took care of things early, and
34-0 first quarter.
Things went our way, and North Newton's kind of up against it this year, and coach is working hard, and those kids are working hard, and you got to have respect for that. They're small in numbers, and they got some kids in varsity that really aren't quite ready just yet, and through no fault of their own, but you got to respect and admire them for just being out there and have the perseverance to keep going when so many other kids wouldn't. So first of all, you got to give them credit for that, because they're controlling what they can, and the kids played hard for as long as they could, and they got some good ball players on that team. They really do, and they always play hard, we've had a pretty good week of practice so far, and one more day tomorrow, to prepare for them, and we're just getting ready for a good Munster team that they're big, they're fast, they're athletic, they play hard, and if we're not ready from the get-go, we're going to have some problems. So, we've been preparing for that. Hopefully, nothing from the past is carried forward as far as our mind.
Can that be an incentive to, or another goal is to keep the string going, or no?
Well, sure. I mean, talk about setting standards and upholding the standard. That's kind of been our battle cry lately. To set the standard and keep raising the bar and raising the standard and upholding that. We don't ever want to. We can't afford to take a step back. We got to keep striving, keep moving ahead, keep improving on both offense and defense, and obviously in the kicking game as well. Nowadays, the modern line play, they'll with their hands, they're going to be a little higher, and they're going to basically wall people off and get a crease rather than firing off the line of scrimmage low and hard and driving people off the line of scrimmage and reestablishing the line of scrimmage downfield and blowing holes in the defense. That's what we want to do. So, and that's high formation football, and if we can do that, then obviously we can throw play action passes off. In other words, leading with your shoulder pads, leading with your helmet, and getting that shoulder block there, because you get too high and you come with your chest and you get your hands out, and that's a style of blocking, but it's not our style. We like a lot of shoulder blocks with shoulder pads and things like that, and hit them with something hard. And I remember, a few days ago talking about in practice, just, saying, hey, this, and we worked on that obviously all week. Coach Stewart is no stranger to defending option teams, and just comes down to, we've got the dive, we've got the quarterback. The quarterback's a big threat to run too. Their dives are usually they hammer it up and they're pretty good, and quarterbacks had a lot of big plays, getting around the end. So we're going to have to be in. I haven't seen a lot of them pitching the ball. It's either the dive or the quarterback usually, and they will throw the ball, a small percentage of the time, but they do have an effective passing game too. So they're going to force us to be disciplined, to read our keys, to be where we're supposed to be, have eye discipline, not let say, for example, if I'm a defensive end and I'm responsible for the quarterback, and the quarterback's got the ball in fullback's belly and I see him riding it, so I come down and take the fullback, well, then the quarterback's just going to pull it and go around the end. So you can't let your eyes fool you.
Right.
You got to be disciplined in that regard, and if you've got the quarterback, you take the quarterback regardless of what you think you might see. And the thing about it is, this kind of reminds me of the old days. When we were defending Griffith. Back in the day. They do it all year, every year, and we do it for 3 or 4 days in practice, trying to get ready to defend it. Not to mention the fact that your scout teams, aren't nearly as good at running their offense as they are.
Sure.
So there is a period of adjustment on Friday night where you adjust to game speed and you adjust to how so you just have to kind of hold on to your rear end a little bit and hope nothing bad happens early.
Talking with Kirk Kennedy, KB football coach. Kirk, before we let you go, I always like to get a little roundup on how the younger Cougars are doing.
Well, our freshmen had a big win. Was that last Thursday? North Newton only had their varsity team, so we were able to pick up Lafayette Jeff, a big school, and Jeff came up to our place Thursday night, played freshman ball, and our guys won. We were on defense, but we held them the last play. They were down like on the 8 or 9 yard line, and the last play of the game, we held them. So our freshmen won against Jeff. I think it was 30-28. Came down to the last play of the game, and we held them. And then our JVs went down to Lafayette Saturday, and lost a close one. I think it was 14-6 was the score, if I recall. But kind of same thing. Went down to the wire. So our young guys are competing their tails off. They really are. The freshmen, I think I mentioned this here before, the freshmen practice with us. They in the individual periods and the group periods are getting a lot of the fundamental work, the technique work. They're getting the same coaching as the varsity's getting. And then when we go to our team periods, the freshman breaks off and has their own team periods. But I think it's really paying dividends that the freshmen are getting that fundamental work. In the junior high, I know the 7th grade again continues to have a real strong year. In the 8th grade they're still in there plugging. So who knows what the future holds there? Those kids. The thing about them is those young kids, they can grow and develop. You never know. The thing about it is just to keep working with them and see what happens. Because they don't even have any whiskers yet, and some of those kids are little with big feet, and you never know how they're going to grow and develop.
Never know which one's going to turn a summer and add 6 inches.
Sure, you never know. So the thing about it is just to have a good, strong program, teaching the kids fundamentals, block and tackle properly, and have them enjoy playing the game. And don't lose any kids at that age, and just keep building.
How important is a crowd, your home crowd for a high school game?
I think it's important just from the standpoint of the kids feel like what they're doing matters. It definitely adds to the atmosphere on a Friday night if it's.
I'm sure you guys would like to see a crowd like that Rensselaer game.
Oh yeah,
come this Friday.
Yeah, and our fans. You figure you got parents, you got people that are there out of loyalties for whatever reason, but then you also have the casual fan that's there for entertainment, and it's just like a good movie or a bad movie or a good concert. But they're going to go see a good movie. They're not going to go see a bad movie. So right. It's our job if we're going to get people in the stands. It might be there this year out of curiosity. New coach, new program, out of curiosity, just check it out. But it's our job to put a quality product on the field something to where the community wants to come out and support us. We're not going to be able to go out there and make every mistake under the sun and not be very good and expect, hey, where's all the fans? Well, that's our fault. So if we want to fill those stands, that's kind of on us, to put a quality product on the field. That's the way I've always looked at it.
Kirk, thanks for the time. Appreciate it. And go get them again this week. How about
well,
that?
hey, this is the big one. This is the big one.
We'll talk to you next Wednesday. Okay?
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
All right.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank
Kirk
you.
Kennedy from the KV Cougars. Back to wrap things up on the Coach's Cage on 3kgthecage.com.
In agriculture, preparation is important. Dedication is you deciding what to plant and then asking what it will take for a good crop. How much work will it take to produce the final crop? In sports, preparation is vital in becoming the best you can be. Dedication is a will of achievements for a winning desire. Corbett Farms encourages everyone to do their best by having a winning spirit, attitude, and achievement. Your positivity will make a difference. Corbett Farms is proud to sponsor high school sports.
Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Joe Goodman has been serving the Jasper County and surrounding area since 2009. Being involved in the area, Joe Goodman has kept his interest in making sure he provides the best insurance for his clients. Whether you need life, car, home, business, farm and crops, or even renter's insurance, Agent Joe Goodman will keep searching for the best policy for your valued investments. Call Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Joe Goodman at 219-866-4694 or stop in at 2570 North McKinley Avenue in Rensselaer.
After a hard day's work or play, it's time for some relaxation, and there's no better place than Unwind on Front Street in Rensselaer. For massage therapy, facials, spray tanning, yoga classes, and wellness, stop by Unwind. They also offer student athletes 30-minute massages for $25. Alina would like to thank Unwind's loyal customers for their patronage since 2016. To make an appointment, call Unwind at 219-869-0290.
High-quality personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117 or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics. Pulver Psychological Services offers psychological counseling, consultation, and assessment. Locally owned and operated, Pulver Psych focuses on solutions for the community and serves as support for individuals, families, and organizations. Whether you're in need of personal, family, or success counseling, Pulver Psychological Services can help you reach your life goals, increase work satisfaction, have better relationship compatibility, improve sports performance. Get in touch with Pulver Psychological Services by visiting pulverpsych.com.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
All right, Bob Kurtz, Bill Kay, Scotty Miller ready to wrap things up here. We minus Brad Beavis tonight, but he had powder puff duties over at South Newton, so he was unavailable. It's not like he didn't want to come over here, but he just couldn't make it tonight. So Brad will join us next week. We was talking about Brad not being here because of powder puff.
Yeah, they were
duties.
officiating the powder puff game. There was coach's duty.
Looking forward to Friday night, Bill. Midwest Conference should be a good game against two of the biggest rivals that we have in our area.
Yeah, all you got to say is Tri-County and South Newton.
About what, 20 miles apart, 20,
Right,
25.
Yeah,
so
right down 24 there. So,
yeah.
Not only that, but the teams seem, if you can take much out of 4 games, they're probably pretty close.
Yeah.
Just from the results that we've seen so far.
Whoever plays the best that night.
Exactly. It should be interesting.
Well, we'll be there, and it's a 6:30 Central Time kickoff. We'll be on there, and Willis is here, so we'll allow 5 extra minutes for him.
You gotta go 5 extra.
6:10 for the pregame show with
yeah.
Bill and Greg will be with us, and look forward to being over at South Newton. So, Bill, we'll see you then.
All right, looking forward to it, Bob.
Thank all the sponsors and Scotty Miller for running the board back in action. Never missed a beat there tonight. So, till we greet you Friday night at 6:10. This is Bob Kurtz for Bill K on 3KG, thecage.com. So long, everybody.